Okay, first of all, can we just talk about the video quality on this new phone, though? Like, actually, I got my favorite guilty pleasure because I deserve it. I haven't had Chick-fil-A in a long time, and I just feel like because I'm about to start fasting and I'm not going to be able to have fast food at all, I'd rather go with my good and dandy. Now, I already had my other favorite yesterday, so I'm having my all-time favorite today. And I'm going to tell y'all about why I am leaving, or why I left, rather, because ain't no leaving, baby. I'm not going back. Why I left my club. And now, if you've been following and you've been watching and you've seen in my other vlogs, and even previous vlogs that have taken place before this, I have been talking about leaving this club for like at least a couple months. Like, at least, I want to say at least back in December, I knew that I wanted to leave the club. Not only because I wasn't making no money, mainly because I wasn't making any money, but secondly because, like, it's just sketchy. And if you are in the area that I'm in, like, this club is just notoriously just always had, like, some funky stuff going on. Hold on. You already know we had to go 3-piece tender. Stop playing with me. So, I'm going to try not to be super duper long-winded with this, but first bite for you. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know where to really begin this story, for real. When you look at my previous vlog, The Grass Ain't Green at All, I talked about when I first got hired at this club and how I was really severely love bombed when I first got hired. Like, it was all, oh, you're so beautiful. You're going to make a lot of money here. They're going to try to steal you for night shift. Da, 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 da. But bullshit, right? And I also told y'all about how you're expected to tip management because there's no house fee. There's no house fees at this club. And I was saying how that was going to be a problem, right? So, first incident, well, let me say this. My decision on leaving is not based on a single incident. It's based on a culminating of incidents, but this incident particularly felt like a direct threat to, like, my safety and my autonomy, hence why I decided I was, like, never gonna go back. So, boom. First incident, it was really like two main incidents that, like, kind of made me decide, like, okay, like, we're not doing this no more. So, first incident was that we were shooting some material, or some camera people had came in to shoot some material to promote the club. Okay, cool. And I take pictures, I shoot some shots or whatever, but there was nobody that came in the club the entire day, except for, like, maybe the 3 or 4 regulars that come in there to get beers and talk to the bartender. But as far as, like, girls, like, nobody made any money that day. So one of the owners was in there, like, doing some work and stuff in one of the booths, and was just like, I have a couple meetings and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna, dance all of the girls from day shifts so that they could at least have some money in their pocket for staying and working, even though nobody came in today. I'm like, okay, cool. So this night particularly was the day I pulled a double, obviously, because I'm just like, okay, duh, I'm staying for night shift because I didn't make no money today, and 2, because the dude said he was coming back. So I was like, okay, bet. So night shift rolls around, I do a couple of dances or whatever, I make my cash, for the night or whatever, and I'm starting to realize, like, it's getting later on into the night. And I see the owner come in, so I'm like, okay, bet, he's back. I'm gonna do this quick little 10-minute and I'm gonna get out of here. Mind you, as girls are getting called, like, the VIP manager starts calling girls to the back to go do a dance with the owner. Now, girls who were regular night shift girls were starting to get called to the back, and I was like confused. I'm just like, can we go ahead and get this over with so that I can go home? I've been here since like the afternoon. So I'm like one of the last girl. I'm like sitting with a client or whatever, and I had like 2 really irritating clients. Like, one client was literally following me around the club, like begging me to hug him, trying to tempt me for a hug. Like, it was really starting to get on my nerves. I'm just like, baby, it's so many other girls in here. Like, I'm trying to make my money. Like, please get out of my face. And I was sitting with one of my other clients at the bar, and he was like buying me and my friend shots or whatever. And I was like starting to get irritated, and I'm just like, I knew they were gonna do this because the other daytime manager I was really cool with, and just so crazy. But none of the other managers and nobody of the other staff at the club really fuck with him like that. They don't really like him, and for good reason. Like, he's a bit insufferable, if I can say that. But he was DJing that night or whatever, so I felt like, because I was cool with him at the time, it was probably one of the only dancers that was like super duper cool with him at the time, that I was being punished, or they were like taking it out on me and trying to mess with my money, trying to intimidate me, all this other stuff, right? So I was irritated when I'm at the bar, like visibly upset, like irritated, like I'm ready to go home. At this point, I was just like, I don't even care about that little money. I done made my money for the night. I'm just gonna go now, type of situation. Then the VIP host was like, oh, come here, it's time for you to do your 10-minute with the owner. I was like, okay, finally. It's 2 other girls in there already that I know for a fact did not work during the day, but I'm like, okay, whatever. And I literally just go and I just straddle this dude, and just I'm talking to him, and I'm just like, I don't know what you want me to say. And we're just talking, had a conversation. The conversation was very sus. I'm not going to repeat what was said, but basically the conversation in the snack route was alluding that there were illegal activities being done within that environment, within that circuit, within that business, and they were getting around it. And I'm just like, why are you telling me this? Why are you telling me this? Like, I'm really confused why you're disclosing this part of your business to me. I was very like, why are you telling me this? But I will say that he was just basically like, how is that illegal? He's like, one is illegal and one is not. And I'm just looking at him like, why are you telling me that? Like, when am I supposed to do that information? And VIP host comes in, he's just like, oh, I didn't forget about you, you're just so quiet. I'm just like, nigga, me being here since 2 o'clock don't have nothing to do with me being quiet. You saw me here. I'm like one of the tallest girls that work there. So whether or not I was being verbal or not, you saw me and you knew that I was there. And you knew that I was there the entire night. So I wasn't trying to hear that. Mind you, this is the same person who was also doing a lot of love bombing and trying to push up on me when I first got hired. And I don't like white men, so I very much, and I don't care and don't. And so I was just like irritated. And what really irritated me was that I was sitting with a customer when he came up and said that to me. And I'm just like, I'm literally trying to make another sale. Like, get out of my face. Like, I don't care. It's fine. I got my money. I did a dance, whatever. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Let's move on. I get my money, and mind you, after I finish doing a dance, a bunch of dudes come in. They go straight to a booth. They just start throwing money everywhere. Literally throwing money everywhere. And the VIP manager is like starting to call other girls up to cash them out for the night. So basically, at the end of the night, you go and you get all of your money from all of the dances and everything that you sold during your shift. Now, it was nowhere near closing time. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm cool to leave because I've been here since the afternoon. But girls who had got there at like 10 or 8 or 9 or whatever were basically being kicked out of the club. And whatever girl they wanted to stay were staying. And we're staying in the booth and we're getting caught up on stage. And everyone else was pretty much getting kicked out. And I was just like, okay, bet. Y'all are doing funky stuff. Heard, noted. I'm cool on it. And that was supposed to be my last day. Now, moving on to, hold on. Now, moving on to the situation that led to me leaving / quitting altogether. Now, like I said before, me and one of the daytime managers was really cool. Like, he hired me. He was really sweet to me. He would get me food. Like, he was real chill. If it was slow, I would, like, go over to the desk and, like, chop it up with him, talk with him or whatever. You know, just being kind, just being cool, right? And then call himself asking for my Instagram. I give it to him because I'm just like, you know, anything to help get some customers in here, network, whatever, like, do what you got to do. And then it starts messaging me on Instagram in disappear mode. Ladies, this is a red flag. I don't care what nobody say. If somebody is communicating with you on disappear mode, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Telegram, whether it's on any other messaging, the direct message platform, just know that they don't want anyone to know what y'all are talking about, and they don't want a record of your conversation. Not wanting a record of your conversation is a red flag, whether they got a girlfriend, whether they got a partner, whether they got a family, or whether they just or whether they're just being weird. But in this occasion, it's especially weird because not only does this person have my direct line, they have my phone number, so if they wanted to text me or communicate with me in any way about anything, they had my direct line. But because he was being facetious, he wanted to start DMing me on Instagram. He started DMing me on Instagram, asking me all these personal questions. Oh, what are you trying to do with your life? What's your goal? What's your dream job? What's your career? What do you think about me? All this bullshit, right? And he was like, oh, I want to do something nice for you. Now, you know me. We love a trick, okay? I'm not even going to sit here and lie. Nigga want to spend some money on me, I'm going to let him spend it. Point blank, period. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I would never. You get what I'm saying? So, he's like, I want to do something nice for you. Now, in my head, I'm thinking like, ooh, maybe I can get this thing to buy me some shoes, buy me some new heels or something. Give me a little spending money, go a little shopping spree or whatever. Like, I'm thinking. He's like, oh, like, would you consider like going out with me or meeting up with me like outside of work? And I was like, it depends. He's like, oh, well, what do you like to do? And I was like, I like concerts. Like, I love going to concerts. I love seeing live music, right? So he was like, oh, are there any artists that are touring right now that you want to see? And I was like, yeah. So I told him the artists that I wanted to see. And he was like, all right, bet. I'll get tickets and you can go with me and my old lady. Pause. You ain't say nothing about no girlfriend. Now he was on. Now honestly, he was a friend saying that he had a partner or whatever. But beforehand, he was mentioning how him and his partner used to have a girlfriend when they first got together, and if I like girls and all this other stuff, because I had also told him that I had did some work at swinger parties, like as a dancer and as a performer. So I was like used to kind of like being around people who live like who are part of an alternative lifestyle or alternative lifestyle community. So, you know, the idea of, you know, couples dating or wanting to bring in a third into their dynamic was not something that was foreign to me. However, it was something that had interested me. But here's the thing about interest, is that just because I'm interested in the idea of being a third in a dynamic does not mean that I want to be in a third dynamic with you, especially if I never mentioned it. You get what I'm saying? Like, one thing that I find really irritating and have found really irritating just in general is that when I vocalize things that I like and that I want to do, like for example, me expressing that I like shibari and that I like being a rope bunny, right? Just because I like being tied up does not mean that I want to be tied up by you. Okay? That used to really bug me. I remember a dude had approached me at an event, and he was like twirling some rubber around his head. He was like, so I'm trying to do a demonstration. I need a girl. You wanna be myself for my demonstration? I was like, no. Oh, look, we haven't had no type of conversation. We haven't done no type of negotiation. And you think I'm just gonna let you put some ropes on me and whatever, and God knows whatever else? Hell no. So back to the conversation. He's like, oh, I can get tickets for you, my old lady. You get tickets, and me, you, and my old lady can go. And I was like, okay, cool. Because at least if there's another woman there, like, it won't be as awkward. And I really love the artist that we were gonna go see. So I was just like, if anything, like, I'm gonna be in my own little world vibing anyway. Now, because I'm not dumb, you feel me? In my head, once he's like, okay, I'll get the tickets and we can go from there. I'm thinking, okay, cool. So I was already planning on being in the city where the concert was taking place, because I had a photo shoot already booked and planned for that day. So I was just gonna be like, I had my car, I was gonna meet them there, and I was gonna leave. After the concert, I was gonna leave. I was gonna go home, right? So a couple weeks later, we're playing that artist in the club, and we're jamming and I'm rocking out or whatever. And this nigga gonna start talking about something. Oh, I know me and at least one other person is going to see her in a couple of weeks. I know me and at least one other person is going. And I'm looking around like, who is you talking about? Because me, I'm just like, if you're reaching out and making plans with me on disappear mode, that means that whatever we discuss don't need to be discussed with nobody else except for me and you. So why is you bringing the business? Why is you bringing the business from the DMs into work? Won't nobody supposed to know that we had made these plans? Won't nobody supposed to know, especially not nobody in the club, especially not nobody where we work at. So me, I'm clever, and I'm over here sitting with my homegirl, and I'm just like, oh, can she go too? Can she come with us? Like, can she come with us? Like, do you buy her a ticket too? Type situation. Because like, now you're making it awkward. So now, since you want to be bringing the business out in public, like, let's make it a group trip. Like, let's make it a field trip. Like, now what was supposed to be a little intimate, quote unquote, get together or outing has now turned into a group trip. Because I'm like, okay, now that somebody that I trust and that I love hanging out with is gonna come, then me and her is just gonna have a good time, and him and his own lady can do whatever, right? Because I had to break that awkwardness really quick. I'm like, not you just announced to everyone at the bar and everyone working that we were essentially going on a date together. Like, not cool, like, not pee at all. It progressively starts to get worse. Every time I work, like, he's starting to touch me. He's starting to grab on me. He's starting to, like, come in the dressing room, like, as soon as I get there, like, heckling me, like, trying to cupcake and all that other stuff. And I'm just like, respectfully, back the fuck up. Like, I don't know what you're reading this as, but I can tell you 9 times out of 10, you're reading this very incorrectly. So he takes it a step further. And I'm sitting with a client. I come into work one day. I'm sitting with a client. We're talking, I'm working, essentially. He gonna come from behind the bar and come between me and the customer and was like, hey, I need your information because I booked you a massage at a hotel the day after, and I'm not going to be there because I have to work, but you three, I booked y'all a massage the day after. And I'm just like, hold on, pause. I did not agree to be spending the night with you or your old lady. I did not agree, nor did I ask for you to book me anything the next day. Why are you coming in between me and a customer, talking about something? You need my information so you can confirm and book a massage at a hotel, at a notorious infidelity hotel in the city, in front of a customer. And I'm just like, okay, now you're doing too much. So once again, because I'm not a dummy, what I do, I pivot, I swerve, I change the trajectory of the conversation. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go anymore because I have some stuff going on. Some things have came up. Life has just gotten really hectic. I don't know if I'm going to come. I don't know if I'm going to come. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. Get out of there, right? This nigga going to look at me with a straight face like and going to be like, in my face, gonna be talking about what you let me buy the tickets for. Are you serious? What you let me buy the tickets for? Really? Well, just let me know. Let me know. I want to confirm. I was like, bitch, nobody told you to book me no massage, first of all. And number two, you only booked it with the insinuation and the assumption that I was going to be spending the night with you and your old lady and my homegirl. I was like, first of all, don't do that, because now you're trying to corner me and you're trying to like push up on me while I'm on the floor with the customer. And this is not the time to be discussing this. You could have texted me this morning and been like, oh, I did a thing, send me over information. That could have been something that happened in text. That could have been something that you could have texted me. That could have been something that you could have disappeared messaged me on Instagram. Why aren't you bringing that up while we're working? So he walks away, and the customer, I'm trying to work with the customer or whatever. He talking about something. Oh, well, it seems like y'all have something going on. And I was like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, now you messing with my money, because now I can't make a sale to this customer because he think that we got something going on that made him uncomfortable. So this nigga ends up leaving. Don't tempt me or nothing. So I just wasted a whole hour and a half talking to this customer just to not make a sale because he felt like me and the manager had something going on. So I'm pissed at this point. Like, I'm irritated. I'm just like, why is you're doing a lot now? Like you're really like doing a lot. Like, for real. And shift ends, I leave. He come back the next day, still on 10. Are you gonna give me your information? I'm like, nigga, you have a copy of everyone's ID that works here. If you wanted to know my first and last name, all you had to do was go in the files and look up my first and last name. Why are you over here acting like you need to know how many teeth I got and what side my mole is on and which eye is bigger than the other in order to make a reservation? Like, go on get now. So I work another. I have like, it was like maybe me and one other girl working that day. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna let this nigga harass me my entire shift. I'm finna move around. I'm finna talk to customers. I'm finna get on stage. Like, I'm trying to move around so that way this nigga can't corner me or try to like get in my face and like talk to me while I'm working. Because now it was starting to make me feel uncomfortable and icky. Like, oh, this nigga really like trying to close in on me, and I don't like that. So this day, like, 2 dudes that came in, like, literally, I'm on stage. As soon as they walk in the door, they just start throwing money. They threw like $300 on me as soon as they walked in. I'm like, okay, cool. Right? And the whole time I'm like trying to talk to them, he over there trying to talk to the niggas, trying to smoke with them, like being like, yeah, you should come fuck with us, da 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 da. And I'm over here trying to talk to them because I'm like trying to make a sale. He messes all of that up. So now I'm like buku irritated. I'm just like, bro, I can't work with this dude no more because he don't know how to be chill. And you can tell when like a man is jealous of a woman. You can tell when a man glares at you or scowls at you from afar, especially when it comes to like you just being admired and patroned by other men. You get what I'm saying? So, I was just kind of like, at the end of the shift, like, I'm just going to dip up out of here. But something told me, like, oh, just stay a little bit longer because they were moving more chairs out of the dressing room onto the floor so that there could be more spaces for people to sit. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe more people are coming in. Maybe it's a party tonight. Maybe it's a bachelor party or something like that. Maybe I should stick around. So I'm sitting with customers. I'm talking. I'm chatting with customers. I sell a dance or whatever. Probably sold the first dance of the night. And I'm just chilling at the bar with one of my homegirls. And this crazy ass nigga brings his old lady into the club, y'all. He bring this girl into the club. Now, I don't like talking down on women. And I don't like being mean like that. But as someone who is very sexually fluid, she was not my type. And if it was any chance or any idea or any inkling of me entertaining doing anything with him and his girlfriend, it completely went out the window when this girl walked in there. I'm talking about stiff ass boxed hair, stiff ass boxed hair styled in a half up, half down, an athletic jacket with skinny jeans with the socks showing, and sneakers. Coming into a gentleman's club. This look like she just got off of work. I was like, I don't know what type of hoe you take me for. I don't know who you think I am. But you're tripping hard. I was like, I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much money you think you got. Ain't enough money in the world, ain't enough tricking in the world to get me to go. Nigga, are you stupid? Man, I was so irritated. And then to make matters worse, this girl is acting so belligerent in the club. Why they need to start letting girls come in here. They need to start letting other women come in here, because we be wanting to see the girls too. We be wanting to spend money too. We wanting to spend money too. This dude is coming out of the DJ booth, because he DJs at night. This dude is coming out of the DJ booth and slamming money on the bar, buying her drinks, turning her up, and I'm just like, oh, this looks bad. This looks terrible. You feel me? This looks awful. I could not believe what was happening in front of my eyes. I was literally mortified. I was like, okay, so this is why nobody else that work here like you, because you're doing too much. You done got some money on your books. You done got some money on your shifts, because the girls have been working it the past couple of weeks. And now that you feel like you got all these high-paying clients, you getting all this money, now you feel all high and mighty. You can start doing the same things that the other bosses be doing. But that's not the case. That's not the case. So, I'm irritated. I go find a nighttime manager. I'm just like, hey, can I get dressed? Can I go? He's like, yeah, you're good. You're good to go. I get dressed, boom, I leave. Oh, honey, you got me fucked up. I'm like, it's one thing to try to finesse me and try to take me out. It's a whole nother thing trying to finesse your girlfriend into this whole thing too. Talking about oh yeah, we turning up after the concert. Yeah, we all gonna be turning up after the concert. I'm gonna get some wings. We gonna have us a good old time. I'm just like, baby, it was never gonna be no after the concert. That was the thing that was blowing me, baby. It was never gonna be no after the concert. It was never gonna be no after the concert. So I leave, boom, I get my stuff. I'm just like, this got me fucked up. This nigga trying to encroach on me, like, he being way too, like, he's hovering over me, like, just make me feel real suffocated, real uncomfortable. And now that he's looping other people into the business, I feel super uncomfortable. Not specifically, I feel uncomfortable because there's already rumors and situations going on around the club with management messing with girls anyway. So I'm just like, I don't want to get caught up in that, especially dealing with a manager that don't nobody like, or that people have like issues with, because I'm not gonna lie, he got an attitude. Like, he not the most pleasant person to be around all the time. I get that 1000%, but it just looked unprofessional. Now, what the other managers do with their girls, you would never know, but because people run their mouth, that's why people know what's going on. But it's a completely other thing when you're talking about it on the floor, when you're bringing your girlfriend in, she talking about it on the floor while other people are working, while customers are in there, while girls are actively working customers. And it just was too much overlap for me, and it just felt really unprofessional. And I didn't want to normalize being triangulated in that way, especially if things didn't go his way, or if I didn't comply. I knew immediately how he could and would mess up my money in that club if I didn't do what he told me to do, after allowing him to buy the tickets, after he booked this massage, after he was going to give us however amount of money for spending the night, whatever. You get what I'm saying? I was just like, it's not enough money. No matter what the amount is, it's not enough for me to like get mixed up in that. 'Cause I'm not a very drama filled person. Like, I like to keep shit very low key, very private, very intimate, and that goes for anybody I'm dealing with. Like, if we're locked in like that, if we're close like that, like, the only people who are gonna know what we got going on is me and you. You get what I'm saying? And rightfully so. So I leave. He's blowing up my phone, texting me, talking about some, oh, no tip? That's crazy. I guess I gotta do better next time. And if I did anything to make you uncomfortable, just let me know. And I just ignored him. Because prior to that, when I was in Atlanta, the previous weekend, he was blowing up my phone, being like, oh, I hope you have a good trip. Let me know if you need anything. And I'm like, and I went shopping while I was in Atlanta, and I was like sending him out pictures of stuff I was considering getting. And guess what? The nigga ain't send me no money. He didn't send me no money for the outfits that I was gonna buy. So I'm just like, if you can't even send me no direct deposit, if you can't send me no direct cash, why do you think I'm gonna be impressed by you booking and spending this and that? You can't even put the cash in my hand. We hate a poser. We hate a fake trick. Like, go on get now. I don't like stuff like that. So before I even come back to work, I'm already cool off this nigga, for real. I'm just like, you had a chance and you had an opportunity to improve yourself. And if that nigga would have sent me money in Atlanta, that would have proved that I could really fuck with him on a different level. But because he didn't, I'm just like, now I gotta treat you like I treat these customers. Because the main issue is that this is a customer who somehow finessed his way into a management position at a club, at a strip club. And I'm just like, dudes like you are customers. You need to be on the other end of this. You don't need to be in no leadership position or no administrative position, because you clearly can't handle being around women that you can't have access to or you're not entitled to without getting an attitude. And I don't like that. And the other managers see it and they peep it too. So I'm just like, man, by the time I'm done with this situation, that nigga probably don't even work there no more. I'm being so for real. So I decided, after that night, after he kept blowing me up and was just like, oh, that's so crazy that you're ignoring me, blocked his number, blocked him on Instagram, and I decided that I wasn't gonna go back. I was not gonna go back. And here we are, days later, and not going back there. So I say all that to say is that management in any capacity, in any field, any industry, anybody in leadership, anybody who is employing employees, it is extremely unprofessional for professional and social and platonic relationships to intersect in the workplace in a way that directly affects your money and the integrity of the business. Because what really tripped me up was that he was trying to gain all this intel and insight about me, like where I worked at outside of the club, where I be at, what type of events I be going to, like just really trying to like embed himself in my life. And it was literally just to have sex with me. And I just was really disappointed by that, because I'm just like, out of all the things to know and to get from me, for the only thing you want to be sex means that you never really fully saw me in the first place, which is disappointing at the least. So I'm gonna cut this short. I still have to go thrifting. I still have to make it back down the road, and I have to go wish my mentor a very, very happy birthday. So I will see y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed this little story time, and I'll see y'all soon.